So today we can discuss about AI agents. Okay, better I will. Yeah, agentic AI. It's most thing for as first step we got to first learn about AI. What an- Yeah, AI agents is just a single one. Like it is something similar to a company like that. We can assume companies are there, right? So IT company or software company. Agentic AI that kind of stuff with that company, that agency. Agents one person, like managing one person with orchestration, other things are agentic AI. It's like just they're trying to replicate the real world thing. Let us discuss, then you can. Avoid generative. But normally, video is taking more bandwidth, right? Or it is part of screen share, because screen share also it has to like steam the pixels, right? How it's differing? You have any idea about that? Yeah, yeah, I'm asking because anyway, I got to screen share, right? Suppose right now I just stopped the video, right? Whether it will help me to save the bandwidth? Okay, okay, no. Okay, 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 okay. But it's very convenient for beginners, right? So that is the reason why I started. But as I said, that Google Meet also having that, even we can directly. Okay, okay. But normally all the webinars are corporate side. That's okay. This kind of individual things, mostly people, because people, if I start talking about team and Zoom in, they will be thinking that it is something different. Like Google Meet, commonly people are sharing. Okay, okay. Zoom. Yeah, that I understand. But the beginning level itself paid version, right? There is no free version, right? After that, whether we got to restart it or only just it will be terminated. Only that recording part will be stopped. Okay. After that, I am adjusting at 41 so with the same URL. Google Meet also. Google Meet also they specify it so for 1 hour, but I just did lot of meets with more than 4 hours also. Maybe number of, based on the number of participants also they are taking. Because for me, number of participants very less, right? So maybe they are multiplying their things. Maybe how it's they're giving exceptions. I don't know. Okay. Let us today we can see. But for you, it's okay, right? Audio and screen also visible, right? So AI agents, as you said, it is very important topic. uh, um, even it's not only theoretically, but like practically, it's very powerful. That is why everyone is talking about AI agents. Because of these agents only, we are seeing the news about layoff everything, right? Because LLMs and workflow, they are like very limited for setting up. A person should be there, right? For in case of workflow, like a RAG, we have to prepare the document. We have to write the coding. It's like only traditional coding only. Only thing is internally we are using LLM. That's it. But fundamentally, it's workflow that is fully written by or controlled by the human, and it is basically it's reactive. It's not proactive. So that should be some action. In case of LLM, we have to ask question. Then only it will give answer. Fundamentally, uh, it's not proactive. So we have to start it by asking questions or just starting the process. Something we have to do by ourselves. So manual intervention is there. So it's kind of like a reactive system. Okay, that I'm talking about LLM or LLM based workflows like RAG. So everything is in that category only. AI agents are that advanced thing. They are proactive. Okay, so they're dynamic. They can autonomously work so without a human hearing or something. So that is where that AI agents, that significance or advantages start. That is why now everyone is talking about AI agents. And moreover, in case of agentic AI, multiple agents can work together by doing proper orchestration. Even one agent can take care of that orchestration. So one agent, like hierarchy, one manager agent, and it will be asking like it's yeah, yeah, it's kind of thing that physically we are seeing, but even the coding part also that same thing. That is okay, but or exactly in real world thing, just it is reflecting real world. Real world, we have companies, right? Say for example, if you take one company like Infosys, Infosys will be having director and they're having multiple vice presidents like that, right? The architecture will be there, right? So that employees will be there, manager, project manager, like that complete architecture, right? So it can try to simulate the same thing also. It can do the orchestration, and there will be like say for example, if you want to book a ticket, if you can just set the goal as book the ticket, it will be taking care. It will be assigning one agent for searching for flight ticket, another agent for searching for train ticket, another agent for searching for bus ticket, and on orchestration, that kind of stuff, that they will manage the kind of stuff, that will combine everything and choose the best thing according to price and the timing, convenience, like that. So it's like a real person. That is what that uniqueness of AI. But it is internally LLM only. Still, it is not cognitive. But because of that kind of that implementation, like agents and agentic AI kind of stuff, it's kind of workaround. It is just trying to get the like it's giving the appearance that it is getting the cognitive, but it's not fundamentally not cognitive. It's like it is that LLM is the brain of these systems. So LLM ultimately, at the end of the day, it is not cognitive. It is like predicting next token, that nature only. So, but somehow because of these libraries or things, they are just trying to give that agent things. If I will show the one demo, you can easily understand what I am. So, but you got the basic difference, right? In case of simple LLM or LLM based workflow and agents, right? Okay, let me. You are able to hear me, right? Okay, okay. Maybe I will show some samples and explain the samples, then show the demo. Then it. Now we can understand that it is LLM based system only. AI agent is an LLM powered system that can observe, think, act. These are the three major features of want to call some system an agent, then it should be able to observe the environment. It should think it. That means it has to do reasoning, and it should act. That is very important thing. In case of a simple LLM or workflow like RAG, we will be getting only the answers. There won't be any action, actual action. So that is one important criteria to become an agent. It should act, take actions with the help of tools. And first thing is it should observe. It should observe the environment. It should perceive the environment. Say for example, in case of like typical LLM or RAG, we have to start that system by asking questions. Then only it will be giving answer. But in case of agents, agents will be like continuously monitoring the environment, and if there are any changes, say for example, if you receive one email, then it will start analyzing the email and it will start working on. So it will be triggered with that environment. It will be continuously monitoring the perceiving and thinking, acting. It is doing these three things, then we can call it as a agent. So these are all powerful, right? So there is no human intervention, right? Because it's going to observe the environment. We are not going to feed it, and it is going to do the reasoning, planning, other things with the help of memory, and it will be taking actions. So it's fully somewhat autonomy, right? So that is the thing. It's not just automation. So automation in the sense we have to write the things, right? It to like, but it is dynamically it's working. It is for single agent. Like if multiple agents are working in agentic manner, then that will become very powerful. That is what happening right now. So for that, LangGraph, that kind of libraries are helpful to come up with developing these things. So fundamentally, it can observe the environment, perceive the environment, can do the reasoning, can act. For that, it will be using memory and tools, that kind of. So at the end of the day, it is not just answering; it performs tasks. It will take action. Or move forward to next. Okay. No, no, it's a valid question. What are you asking? It's a lot of discussions are going on, but it's not about the AI agents. Generally, any kind of, in case of MCP server, so that's common. Suppose if you are connecting with something, that question of that security is there. So a lot of people are saying that, especially MCP server, it is very risky like that. That thing is always there. It's not yet fully standardized. Okay. 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 N8N, yes. Yeah, that is the difference between no code and code. That is different thing. I just explored the free trial of N8N, and initially it is very easy. I just tried with setting up a few rack systems, and like that error message that and all. It's not that much clear as our own way of coding. So that is always coding has its own advantage, right? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that they are using it. Like if you go through Reddit discussions, so people are using it, but in a limited way only, not like as you said, it's personal means maybe for small business like that. But that security is there even in case of like our own things, but we will be taking more care, right? So we will be implementing something. So that way, like in our own coding means we can do better. That is what. Yeah, like a lot of people are sharing a lot of N8 workflows. No, that business means like initially I used to wonder like why people are giving these things free like that, but it is like promoting some kind of tool. So mostly they will be getting payment from particular tool company. They will be creating. So it's something like similar article writing, right? Guest posts or things. Why they are doing it, right? So basically they're getting money from the sponsors or that vendors, and they will be mentioning their product somewhere. So here they are using their product. So basically who are copying that JSON, they will be using that tool unknowingly. So if after using a certain number of times, they will be charging. So in that case they won't be having other option, because they will be focusing they already they might have done all the things with that tool, so they will be just paying. It's very common practice. No, they're open source, right? They're allowing us to put it in our own local also, right? Yeah, there won't be any trial, right? In that case, it can be for infinite, right? Okay. Monetization using in for our business, right? No other external third party monetization. Okay, okay, okay. No, but yeah, I understand your question, but there won't be any issue from that side, because N8N is open source, and it is providing JSON, just a text, right? So there won't be any like other kind of constraints. Are you seeing any constraints or issues? Okay. 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 Yeah, for that only I am explaining. Even the books, say for example, I am giving my books free most of the time, free books. Okay, so it is same scenario, right? That the content, book content is free. Okay, I put lot of effort for creating that books. I am giving it as free. Similarly, they are giving they put lot of efforts for creating it. They are giving it free. Inside the book, somewhere I used to mention my website or my product, right, or any kind of discount. So it is promotion. Like similarly in the JSON, they can specify their like sponsored tool. Suppose they say for example they apart from this JSON creation, they may be doing other business like creating some kind of tool, API service, something. They will be using that. So unknowingly, we will be also start using that thing. And once it is crossing the free limit, say for example, if that JSON is created by Google, they will be using Gemini LLM, right? So once after exceeding the free version, we will be paying to Google. So ultimately, they will be getting money. Clearly, any small creator also in that way they can make money by including their tool or their sponsored tool. That is what my understanding. So as I said, I haven't not having much experience. That I just gone through retail only. No, that's what I'm telling. There are different things, right? One thing I explained, right, that they can promote some their own tools one way. Other way is like a timesheet. For my timesheet, the same business model. I used to sell my timesheet for a very low price. Almost we can say that zero like that, right? So it's free kind of thing. But I will be making money by doing custom changes. Suppose if you are buying JSON from me, it's in the same way. You won't be having much experience with that, right? Suppose if you are struggling somewhere, you will be contacting me. I will be charging you wherever for doing the service. The common from long back. This is the like that is why people used to give the services free. Upfront we can give it free, but later on we can earn money by charging for services or additional. If the workflow is simple workflow, I will be giving as free. If you need more complex workflow or additional connecting with some other tools and data, then you will be contacting me, right? So in that case, I'll be charging for. No, that should be the model. I haven't done that, right? So I don't. But that's normally in all the businesses. That's what happening. Any extension development, plugin, WordPress, everywhere we can get everything. Theme development, everything is free, right? But normally, if we need additional changes, everywhere they will be providing their email ID. So normally we will be tending to contact them. Otherwise, if you hire someone else, they will be charging more, right? They need to understand the flow, everything. But the creator can easily do that. So people will tend to contact the creators. They will be making money by offering services. But that is what my assumption, but I don't know. But fundamentally, like now a lot of people like very beginners only they are talking about N8 that kind of stuff. Yes, if we go through the real AI agents creation as things, mostly everyone is talking about the coding part only, LangChain, LangGraph, like that. That is what my understanding that no code are having a lot of limits. But for beginners to understand the things, to get some exposure, that is okay. But for actually doing something, my personal suggestion is better to go with coding. That will be having full control and debugging will be what better, lot of advantages. Coding, but it's really powerful only. At end they are providing like fancy way other things. But in the case of coding also, that line graph, that and all very easy. Just init agent will create just the agent. Just we need not do anything. So the demo after. Of the main. Yes. What is an agent? Agent is system that can perceive its environment, make decisions, and take action. Achieve. Unlike simple workflows, agents interact with the world, respond to changes dynamically. As we discussed earlier, it perceives its environment, make decisions, take action to achieve a goal. So our part is just to give a goal, book a flight ticket, something, whatever we want, just we have to tell it. Agent has to do everything. And taking action. We interact with the world, and so it's something similar to feedback. Are you familiar with control system instrumentation? Uh, Something similar because fundamentally I usually studied instrumentation that part, so I could relate with both things. So I'm just personally saying, not it's a standard definition. So I'm seeing the similarity. There also we will be if, like measuring the environment using sensors and then the control get the desired out. Something similar. So if you're familiar with, you can relate. Otherwise, you are able to understand, right? You should perceive the environment. Okay, okay. Yeah, brain. Yeah, yeah, correct. Prompt as instruction, that will be treated as workflow in that case. If you go in that direction, that here that is, we are triggering, right? If you give the prompt, but prompt should be there. It's part of operating the LLM. But it should start with sensing the environment. That is the starting point here. But I will show one example. Here, this is the example for a. Imagine an agent that reads your email and we meet Tuesday at 3 p.m. So we are getting an email like, can we meet at 3 p.m., right? So we are receiving it to in our email, but the agent will be able to read that email. So here it is perceiving the environment. Here our email, right? So there it is able to detect the change, right? So we are getting new, already 10 mails there. We are getting 11th mail to sense that. So the email got to, so it will read that email, is perceiving the environment. We are not doing anything. The agent will be doing that automatically. We continue monitoring. So it is able to read that email. Based on the email content, it's able to sense that and then to read that email and to understand the content. That means because calendar, right? So it will check the calendar. And if the time is available, it will be booking the time and it will be replying that yes, I am available. So here it's perceiving, that is the normal is reading email. Is deciding because it is able to do it by itself, like checking the calendar and decide that that time is available, right? So it is planning or thinking, and ultimately it is acting because it is able to schedule that. So here it's like should satisfy the reasoning. Got the point, right? here we are not prompt and all will be there as part of make LMS prompts. But end of the day, we are not going to do anything here. There is no human involvement. Autonomy. Reading the, taking the, adding the, handling everything. At that goal, it will be. It is for single agent. Like it can be multiple agents. Whether proper organization. That is what happening right. Lot of examples. In case of normal customer support, we'll be asking that LLM answers. The RAG is fetching the relevant context, and but in case of agent system, if the user is asking something that data is not available, and it can search some knowledge source. It's not there in that knowledge source. It can search some database. It can connect with API. Somehow it will get the data, and it can do the calculation. Right? Like say for example, if the user is asking about shipping charges for a particular product, first it can search that product catalog, and it can get the product details and product price, and then it can search the shipping policy or shipping charges definition things, and from there it can derive the formula something to calculate the shipping, and it can connect with the customer's profile details, and it can get the details about customer's location, and based on customer's location and product delivery location, it can do the shipping calculation based on the shipping charges rate list. So all these things can be automatically done, and the maybe if it involves any kind of currency conversion, it can do the currency conversion, and it will connect with the currency converter API, and it will do everything, and at the finally that customer will be receive whatever he needed to receive, right? So here everything will be done automatically. For this, for simple workflow may not be helpful. That agents that to multiple agents. Currency calculation should be done by one agent, and shipping calculation by one, getting relevant details for searching um, like shipping policy, shipping charges, and product details. That can be searching can be done with respective agents, and so one agent should be able to do all the orchestration. Like after getting the details of shipping only, the calculation should be called. And for doing the calculation and for getting the things, we need to use external data connection. For example, getting the document details and database details, there should be some connection. So for that MCP, that kind of advanced things will be able to lot of connections very easily, and that tools like for doing calculation, the tools. So that is the like simple example which and calculation be very from user friendly and more effective. Similarly, for any business, we can include that. Okay? Like that is what they are calling it autonomy, not simply automation. So we have to do that. It should be done after be done like this, like that. We have to do kind of programming, right? But in it is autonomy. It will be sensing the make be doing the action, be acting. So similarly, virtual assistant for scheduling, we notice some, and data analysis Python SQL. We can create only for creating Python code for data analysis based on the data. So dynamically, instead of having fixed visualization, can be dynamically code, and it very fully optimized for our automation. This is where that context engineering comes. That day I was talking about context engineering, right? Yeah, actually I created that video. So previously for simple LLM, we were talking about prompt engineering, correct? But context engineering is same thing, like similar to that one. They are trying to expand the meaning of prompt engineering. Prompt engineering, that word is okay when we are dealing alone with the LLM. That time previously, very long back, we were dealing only LLM. We will ask the LLM a question, LLM will be giving answer. So in that case, we were fully asking about how to ask the question in a proper way so that LLM can give the answer in a proper way. Like have to ask the question in a clear way, concise way. We should give examples. We have to use enough that like the words step by step, and we need to ask it provide the output in a specific format. That kind of stuff. It's purely based on LLM. So we had only LLM, so we concentrated on that. But now we are having lot of things. We have LLM as a brain, and uh, a lot of things, so RAG related retriever system, and a lot of tools, a lot of external data and memories for organize or like a state memory, like for connecting or managing multiple way. So a lot of things now there. Components, number of components are there. So in that case, to give that understanding properly to that word, they are using the word context. Fundamentally, that concept is same only. Now, because of that involvement of a lot of components, that context is more right. So, in the case of just simply booking that things, if we are asking LLM to do the booking rate thing, even at the end of the day, cannot do the booking just for the say, like purpose of create the booking mail like that. Suppose if you are asking something. You are asking that book the ticket at 7 p.m. like that I am saying means it will be considering some random time zone, right? It won't be considering my time zone. But if it is connecting with my calendar, then it should be knowing my time zone. So in that case, it will be correctly taking my time zone, IST, right? So in that case, that is what context. That time without the time zone information, it's without context. There is no much meaning. So if we provide that context, like okay, this time means um, IST time. In case of traditional program prompt engineering, it should be like conversational, multiple iterations should be there. If we are saying that 7 p.m. means LLM should be, if it is a good LLM, it will be coming with question like you are referring which time zone, right? If you are talking about some money, it should be asking about currency. But now if it is provided with all the our details profile, everything that connection is established means now it is enriched with a lot of context. So the role of prompt engineering is now reduced. The prompt can be very simple. We need not provide much examples. We need not give very detailed information. So the prompt can be simple because already it is connected with a lot of context. Now the context is it's already provided with a lot of context. That is where context. So it's just prompt engineering in case of LLM. So context engineering in the case of agentic AI is. But fundamentally, it's same only. So how to frame the thing like prompts. At the day, that's the one. But to give the proper meaning for the word, they are just now trying to use prompt engineering. They are just context. RAG also, it's kind of increasing the context, right? So that is only based on our query only we are providing relevant context. But in case of this latest things, we already connect with a lot of things. So by default, we are enriched with a lot of context. Here, right? Agent framework like LLM. So normally, what people But agents, as I said, that is one agent, right? If it's the orchestration kind of stuff, it's okay. If one agent is purpose of one agent is doing the summarization or doing some article writing, then it will be using for that purpose, right? Yeah, I understand your question, but the thing is, like underutilizing means that part I couldn't understand because LLMs are powerful. Even if it ask for like okay, what is 2 plus 3 also that we can ask, right? There is no harm, right? Okay. Yes, yes. Yeah, that I understand. Correct. Yes, yeah. Yeah, yes. Okay. Yeah, that. Yeah, yeah, your question is correct, but ultimately we need not think in that way. That is what my understanding. Because this question will be very meaningful if we do like all the things for developing LLM, everything, right? So in that case, we are spending a lot of money and we are putting a lot of resources and using it for very simple thing means that is different. But that LLM, it's in a centralized place, right? So millions of people are going to use it. Okay, we are going to pay for only the token usage. So from our perspective, we have to worry about token usages only. So whether if you are going to use lot of tokens for simple purpose means then it will be a question. Otherwise, if that number of tokens we are able to keep it minimum means we need not worry about it. From our perspective, we need to worry about that one because that LLM will be used by millions of people, right? So we need not worry about the full usage of that. That is what my understanding. Anyway, it's not even like agent means every agent will be in that agent that the role of LLM will be different. Some one part of agent like traditionally like individual workflow, whatever work we are going to give, the same work will be done in that agent part also. That case, say for example, we are developing a RAG with LLM. The RAG system can be a part of one particular agent. So in that case, the LLM will be doing whatever it is doing with the RAG, right? But role of LLM will be changing based on what kind of agent solving. Say for example, I have one example. I will. But there, maybe that I will can discuss. And there, it has two LLM. One is two agents. Each agent will be using one LLM. LLM means for us just LLM call, right? So we not worry about that. So there you in one agent it will be using as researching agent like searching the kind of finding answer, and another agent it will be summarizing. So that role will be somewhat. The LLM is same, but in each agent it is working in a different way. So we are not going to get to like create two instances of LLM, right? It's just a call. One agent will be calling the LLM, another agent will be calling in another through another call. It's going to use the same LLM. Yeah, correct. LLM. Yeah, not only from our side, a lot of other people also. So our side, your question, like we need to, that question is valid in some extent. Like if you are you lot of tokens for achieving simple things, then you need to rethink about it. How to like replace the LLM. It's like lot of projects I used to see that if say for example, that is where that re-ranking, that concepts are there. Suppose if we need more accuracy, like instead of dumping all the things to the powerful or costly LLM, first we will be using some local small LLM models to get rough things. So say for example, if 1000 records are there, we can just get some relevant records just by doing keyword search something, like we will convert into somewhat 100. That 100 will be sending it to powerful LLM. So that kind of, that's where that LangChain is very important to um, make easy that kind of stuff. Doing that things will be easy. We can like arrange that pipeline. We can arrange a lot of things, like instead of sending the raw data directly to the costly or powerful LLM, in between we can implement some low cost or simple things to like shortlist that. Got the point, right? That we need to think about it. If we are going unnecessarily wasting our tokens, means like that too for costly LLM, we are unnecessarily uh, wasting our waste of money. So for that we have to find some workarounds. Re-ranking, that kind of stuff. That is why they came up with. Core components are basically LLM. Normally people are like considering it as a brain of that, right? So if we consider it is as a brain or CPU of that thing, like the context engineering is considered as the memory or RAM. So many people are related. One component is LLM, main component, prompt template. Prompt template yesterday also we. So that is for that reenactment, reasoning and action tools for doing taking action. Very simple agent, it's optional, but in case of agentic AI, memory is important. Maintaining the state, there we call it a state, with multiple that is highway and LangGraph. This LangChain provides instance agent. Just we can use this just to create done, done by Lang. um, how React agent work? As I said, React stands for reasoning and acting. So prompt guides to LLM. Prompt guides things step by step. The tool get continue React frameworks also. That is set a prompt to guide the LLM continue. It is like weather related to weather means the weather API, that tool, and then I continue on the weather calculation, like we are ongoing. Concept also very important. When to use agents, when decisions depend on context and multiple responses involve reason, not ideal for simple static response. So we need not unnecessary for very. But if it involves multiple tools, needs decision and involves any kind of thinking, you have to use put at the environment. Code. Yeah, it's a very simple agent. Yeah, as in the slide I showed, right? LangChain has this initialize agent. That initialize agent method, I'm just I will tell you. Like I will. It's a very very simple one. So first we are importing this in the LangChain for LLM purpose. Gemini I am using. Okay. So here I'm just defining two. One tool is weather tool. Will be running the weather report. But instead of connecting with the API, other thing, just I hard coded. In actual use cases, it should be connecting with the API. That part clear, right? This is the only simple tool. Just for the example, I created with this very very simple. Here even I haven't included any external things just to like sort out other simulating them. Yeah. In normal use, it should be connected with some weather service, weather data or some API, right? Here I am just simulating. Next tool is calculator tool. It is just for the calculation. The eval that value, it will be returning the result. Then we have to put that tools in the format. Okay, function description is very important. LLM will be choosing the appropriate tools based on the description only. It won't be knowing about how it's working, other things, right? So it will be choosing based on the description. So we need to define the description clear way. So in case of weather, it returns the temperature in specified city. Look. So here in case of calculation, it does math calculation. So here it is the actual definition. You got the point, right? Here we are defining that tool, and here we are preparing that tools for sending to that place agent. So here, yeah, but you are talking about this one. Yeah, for that we have to just connect with the API, right? We have to say just we have to find the API key. Already in my previous session, we actually other person did it as a project sample. So for that he connected with one weather data something. Okay, so it connected to that and it returned the value. So here just for the simplicity, I created like put that because our concentration will be deviating, right? So here we need to understand that we are defining that tool here and another tool we are defining here. Here we are just preparing that tool in a standard format for sending or using with this initialize agent. Okay. So in the initialize agent, we are giving the tools and we are giving the LLM and we are defining the agent type, and this is just for logging purpose. So we haven't done anything. We just mentioned the LLM, just to mention the available tool, but that agent will be working in an amazing way. We really like fascinating. We have gone through the code, right? Nothing is there, just that definition of two tools, and we are just creating the agent by mentioning that tools and the LLM, correct? And we are just calling this running the agent by calling this. Yeah, I just run that, right? So I just loaded by running that key.sh. No, no, that personally I put it in the name key.sh. I run it. So here it's running, right? You are able to read that, right? It is saying that entering the. Because my question was like that, like what is the temperature in green? The score of that. That is what my. You are seeing the question, right? For that, it is doing the analysis, everything. Whatever we gone through the slides, it's exactly doing the same thing. It's saying that I need to find the temperature in 2 green and then calculate the score of that temperature. So it is understand and finding that has to use tool. So it selected the tool. So we provided two tools. It first it selected the appropriate tool, get weather underscore tool, and it framed the input also. Our question is that question we haven't mentioned that 2 green is location, right? But it is able to find that 2 green is location, and that get weather tool requires location as the so it prepare that argument from our question is able to find the select the tool, able to choose the argument for that function. Then it is the observation is sorry, I don't have other information for 2 green. I cannot find the temperature for 2 green, so I cannot calculate the score of the temperature. So because here 2 green is not there, right? Adding. Now it's saying that I need to get the temperature in Chennai first, then calculate the score of that temperature. So it correctly finding that action is get weather cool. Now it's at Chennai as location. The observation is the current temperature in 32 degrees from the fake thing. Chennai 32. Now next thinking process is I now have the temperature in Chennai, which is 32 degrees Celsius. I need to calculate the score of 32 because in our question we asked to find the score of that it is right. So it rightly done it as to calculate the score of that 32, the temperature of Chennai. The action is then it is finding as calculated. Now it because that to correctly set that the action is 32 4, right? So 32 multiplied by 32 1024. So the thought is I now know the final answer. Final answer is the temperature in Chennai is 30 degrees Celsius and the score of the temperature is 1024. Now it's able to find that it is final answer, right? It is giving that final answer as a response. The temperature in Chennai is 32 degrees Celsius and the score of the temperature is 1020. For our questions, properly gave that answer by selecting the appropriate tool and framing the appropriate arguments for that and the thinking process then it has to do first and that ability to find that is final thing done. We haven't done anything to mention that I have this I am going to have everything For Delhi, it's doing the same thing, right? It is using get weather underscore tool as the tool, and it is coming up with this location Delhi as the argument, but it is finding the correct temperature from that stated data, and it is saying that I now know the temperature in Delhi is 35 degrees Celsius. I need to calculate the square root of 35. So for that, it is calling this calculator tool, and here first time it's trying this way square root 35, but it is getting error because square root not defined. So now it's again trying with the alternate approach to the power of 0.5, 35 to the power of 0.5. Now it's getting the correct result. The observation is 5.9. So the thought is, I now know the temperature in Delhi is 35 degrees Celsius and the square root of 35 is 5.1. So now it's since it got all the details, it is deciding this as a final answer. The final answer is the temperature in Delhi is 35 degrees Celsius and the square root of the temperature is 5.91. So it is giving that as a response, agent response. The temperature in Delhi is 35 degrees Celsius and the square root of the temperature is 5. These are all for our understanding only, because we set verbose one, right? So it's otherwise the final answer will be this. But it is not like asking LLM giving answer, right? It involves lot of other things, connecting to and the other data. So it will be like somewhat that answer will be accurate, and it can do the actions also, like connect with some other action taking tools. It can act. So the core thing is with the pure LLM, it cannot do like this, right? Because of using the LLM as an agent, now it is able to do everything, like trying to identify the action. But these tools is from our list, tools list, right? We are going to provide tools list. We are not going to give the tool list properly, then it won't be able to choose the tool. Here the description should be proper way. That day we discussed, right, tool calling of LLMs. That is LLMs, new LLMs are having that option, but here that LangChain is providing this option. That LangChain is now doing this, or we can use directly. We can use LLM based tool calling also. But in that case, we have to write the code separately for each and every LLM, and completely that way of coding will be. They provided in a different format that is different from this format. This LangChain framework, it is very simple. So these are all our tools. Okay, we have MCP connection. Even we need not to worry about these things. We can use MCP server for any kind of tool. You have to just the available tools, and LLM will be considering the available tools when giving the answer, and and that tools LLM can summarize the final. So we need not worry about all the things. We have to just use this initialize agent from from LangChain. That will be taking care. But our part is we have to define this of the tool properly and just relevant. Clear, right? Separately. Questions on this? That's day, right? That's day. If you want to any specific topic, just let me know and have any place, I will be good. I put it in the recorded course that below the video you can find this. Here in that I put the videos, right? One video should be like creating agents. Some there below that that code. Almost everything I am following that way, so that if there is any update other things, I can easily update there. Yeah, that also I do. Like for a few examples I did, but by sharing that way, I need to again if there is any corrections made. But I you focused for career course, right? So I just that is one way of marketing also. Pickup means it should be visible. Yeah, for something for my YouTube video below somewhere I put that also. But most of the code, if I am putting more time means that I will be a career course. That course bias should have some benefits. No, that is not the major. The reason I feel that that is comfortable way because in case of RAG, I prepared different versions. Okay? So I feel some version maybe some people version, some people have completely deleting that. I just put the both versions. That case, that kind of flex. Um, but in job also I can find some way for that. But this way I am feeling. Another question. Suppose if you find it difficult to find there, just let me know. I will send it to you. Can disconnect. Right? Any other question? Okay, thanks.